Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Monday night. It is the Davises eat. I'm Chili, and that person in the background is Nikki. She's.
I'm
I've heard that phrase
blooming,
before. Uh,
blooming saffron.
she's what?
I'm blooming saffron.
Oh, they can't see you because you're behind me.
I
You're
know.
hiding.
Never mind. I was closing the saffron because he went live as I was in the middle of it.
I told her I was going live.
No, it's either here. Saffron.
Okay. So, welcome to Monday night.
Monday night.
Yeah,
It's Monday. Yeah, I'm still Nikki,
I'm still Chili.
and we're still
The
the
Davises.
Davises. We
Yep.
are, however, in the wrong order here, which is kind of weird.
I like it right
You
here.
like it there?
This is like my home. I got
No,
my
I
stuff
know.
right here. You're always in the way when you join in. When you're here,
You
and I
heard
gotta
that,
shove
right?
you
I'm
out of the
always
way.
in the way. You want
I
to cook dinner?
Nope.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay. What are we having tonight?
Paella.
Paella.
Yeah,
Where's paella from?
Spain,
Mm-hmm.
España.
You know what part of España?
The southern part.
Valencia.
The southern part.
Cool.
Hey, I don't know. No, not really. I don't know.
Hey,
Should I know?
I'm glad.
España. I know it's from España.
There you go. We actually have done, man, it's 6:30. She wants out.
That's tough.
She's gonna live through it because the other dog would go nuts. We did paella live
Long
a
ago.
long time ago. It's been probably one of the first handful of episodes we did, maybe in year two. So we're gonna revisit it tonight. And
Why?
why? Because we're wrapping up a month of Mediterranean.
Okay.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, the kiddo requested it.
That's true.
That probably should be number one.
That's really number one.
Because when she and I were doing her study abroad over in Europe, I think I had paella 3 times while we were in Spain.
Oh,
I don't
geez.
remember if she was with me all three
Three
of those.
times.
2 of those were the like the group dinners that we did. And they were both, neither of them with her were seafood. I had a seafood one at lunchtime at one point, but because even in Valencia, the traditional is chicken and rabbit. Hop along.
With squirrels?
No squirrels. Squirrels
All
are
right. Well, just
squirrels
making
are very
sure.
much a Midwest, Southern,
Just
maybe
making sure.
Appalachia eats. So traditional protein is the chicken and rabbit. I have no idea what that was.
That's the two of them.
They're fighting, and one of them's in her kennel. They're still gonna play.
Yeah.
And when
one's rubbing it in that she's not in the kennel, and one's
we had
frustrated because she is in the kennel.
paella at our last dinner while we were there. Valencia was our last stop, and they brought paella out in a massive pan, and they had done it in a commercial kitchen and not over a wood fire, which is really how it should be cooked. It's which is how we usually cook it when we do it here. But
it's
we're going to
90
show
plus
you.
degrees out right now.
Yeah, not happening. We're going to show you how to do it stovetop on a smaller paella pan. Yeah. But it was cool to see it come out in this massive pan. And it had chicken and it had rabbit, and we did not tell the kids that there was rabbit. In fact, I think some of the adults didn't realize there was rabbit. There were a couple of us that grew up on wild game that knew what we were eating. We just
had Hassi pepper a couple times.
Yeah, we just kept it to ourselves. It's, teenagers and, I don't know, thumper. But it was cool to see it in its home and in the traditional. That dog's gonna make me crazy. Might as well just let them both out.
No, one out and just one.
So
go on.
Recreate it. The difference tonight primarily is we're using shrimp because we want to do a seafood paella, but shrimp will be the only protein. Typically, you'll see shrimp, squid, and mussels in a seafood paella. Spain. We've done mussels for you already this month, so we're gonna skip that and just toss some shrimp in at the end. The other thing that we do, what?
Nothing.
You want to drink?
No.
Okay, we're gonna drink, and then I will finish that conversation.
No, you go finish.
No, because I can actually talk about that. We're going to be kind of in this back and forth wait because of rice.
Yeah.
So I can tell some of those stories. Yeah.
Tell stories later. We got 45 minutes, maybe an hour at most. All right.
Fix it.
Hey, Debbie. Hello, Robert. What are we having for cocktail wise? I couldn't remember the name of it now. Now that I've talked to you,
It translates to summer wine.
summer wine. We are having Wichmann's Vineyard. Uh,
I remember the tea.
Horizon. Yeah, something. We're going to use 4 ounces. 4 ounces of vino.
It's
Oh,
on.
we are overfilled on that vino. So we're going to back it down to 3 ounces of vino.
I'll drink the 4 ounces.
I know. 3 ounces of vino. And I'm going to put in as much Sprite as it'll fit in this glass.
Okay, with less Sprite, but
I know.
yeah, we're fine. Why? I heard yelling. Well, the dogs are being a little goofy. Oh. We're good. Yeah. I'll let you know when dinner's done. Family show. They're beautiful people. Thank you.
And we got,
That was the child.
yeah, we're going to add a little Sprite to that. So it's supposed to be a 50-50 mix, but sometimes the vino gets a little heavy-handed,
I'll heavy-handed. I'll drink the heavy-handed one.
and sometimes the Sprite gets heavy-handed.
So I'll tell that story after we drink.
We
One right on in.
garnish with an orange slice. Then we pop that sucker back off.
It's one of my favorites from Wichmann too. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, now see, that's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a wine drinker.
I'm not.
You might switch to vodka tonight, and I might be drinking that one.
There's always going to be something that happens that I'm not a big fan of, and that's okay.
I like that, and it's
drinkable.
It's sangria-esque. I'm out of frame.
Mhm.
This is probably my favorite. This might be one of no. This is one of my favorite red wines on the wine trail. It's a semi-dry, so it's still a little bit on the sweet side,
It is
but not.
definitely semi-dry.
Yeah. But it's not as dry as a Cabernet or Merlot.
No,
That
no,
yeah, that
no.
you see around the house.
Yeah.
So if you've ever had sangria, very similar. Sangria is a lot fruitier. Like we dump fruit in sangria here in the U.S., but
almost at that level.
yeah. So that it's very similar, but summertime drink, the lemon lime soda, you don't have to use Sprite. That's what we drink here in the house, and that's what we use.
Yeah.
Or but because it's
Topo Chico.
Topo Chico,
sure,
you could
use that.
or San Pellegrino.
Yeah, San Pellegrino.
Or anything that's fizzy and lemon lime.
Yeah.
Man, you threw me off my train of thought, dude. Quit doing that.
I'm good at that though. I enjoy doing that whenever I can just.
So apparently, because it is so hot in Spain in the summer, and it is, I can vouch for that because we about croaked while we were there. June, was that 3 summers ago now?
2.
A dry red can be a little bit on the heavy side in the heat. I've never had that issue, but I always drink in the air conditioning, so that might be why.
Yeah.
So hence the cocktail. So
Hence
a little
the
bit lighter.
50-50 in it, and it makes it definitely lighter. I mean, you can taste the fizzy, the lime fizzy.
And I would definitely be happy to drink this all summer long. I might.
You might be drinking that all summer long.
Of course, tonight.
You might be. I don't know. I'm just not a wine person. I don't know why. I'm a beer person and cocktail person.
See, I'm not a beer person.
Yeah.
So you're beer and cocktails, and I'm wine and cocktails. And you know what?
We get along great. That's right.
And you crunchy peanut butter. That's right. Not even the same brand.
No, not at all. So, yeah, we survive. If we can handle it, you guys can too. Yeah. And we have fun doing it too.
Okay. Our poor little orange over here. I'll eat that later.
Okay. I don't eat oranges either.
Okay, so yeah.
There's the pan.
That is a pan. Yes, it's from Spain.
It got brought home.
Well, it was thin. It packed. I just packed it around my clothes or packed my clothes around it. But I like it because it's stovetop size. So this really is, I think it's a 12. It might be a 13-inch paella pan. So it's about the size of a big skillet.
Yeah.
The handles are nice. You don't have to have this like at all. You can use a skillet or frying pan, but you do want to make sure you've got
High sides.
high side on it.
Yeah,
It doesn't
high
have to be a
sides.
straight up and down side, but it needs to be a high side on it.
It needs to have some sides.
So I've got
It needs to have some depth. Yeah, I can see the olive oil in there. Little liquidy
because
golden
we
goodness.
want to kind of not fry necessarily vegetables here, but be pretty close to it. So I'm going to dice up an onion. This is actually
Is that a green onion?
well, no, it's an onion.
Oh, okay.
But yes, it looks like a green onion. Here's a green onion.
It does.
But the longer you leave them in the ground, the bigger the bulb gets.
Yeah. I was thinking it was just a very mature green onion, which I guess I was kind of right. Yeah. And you are definitely dicing the heck out of that.
You want relatively small, so you don't necessarily want it to totally disappear. At least I don't. I like a little bit, and I like to see the vegetables. Um, if you did like a Spanish sofrito, then this would all be nearly pureed by the time that we're done. This is smoking hot pan. We're gonna back that down. I'm gonna do all my vegetables ahead of time. We're gonna do this earlier, and I just didn't get there. So
This has got some smoke going on it, doesn't it?
So then I'm going to slice the rest of this like I do slice onions. You don't want that thin outer piece because it doesn't taste very good. And we're going to go all the way up the green also. Get to the green. And I actually
eat it all, by God. Why not?
Earlier, so we'll
eat not, want not.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll put that back in the fridge. Yeah.
Turn the fan on. All right, olive oil, decently high smoke point, so we're good there. All right, I have a pepper that has a bad spot, but we don't throw them away. We just got the bad spot out.
Around it. On.
All right, same thing with this guy. And use the bottoms too, just
make sure
they're not quite as culinary school, it's dinner.
Yeah. And you can use red pepper, you can use yellow peppers.
Yeah, you don't have
green
to use
peppers.
Green.
It's just they're cheap. Yeah, green's cheaper, and you've already got red tomatoes going in this dish, and you've got yellow from the
saffron.
So might as well balance it out with some green.
So I'm really just kind of trying to get, relatively uniform pieces. Cut that.
Pith out?
Yeah.
Is that what that's called?
I mean, you don't have to. It's going to be bitter if you don't.
Yeah, you don't want the bitterness. You want the lovely flavors to shine through. Beautiful little trees, just like Bob Ross.
The accidents.
Yeah. Price tag. Look at that little price taggy. Yeah, I saw that. We don't want that. That bit of extra fiber can.
Get my onion and tomato for this dish. Our shrimp came from Seafood Specialties in Anna. Wine is from Wichmann. I've got some JFX seafood seasoning on our shrimp already going. And I think that's about all that's local.
Yeah.
Green beans.
These?
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, so I'm going to get these going. This is going to hiss.
Oh, it did. You gonna throw the onions in there too?
Yep, I'm just going to move that around enough that it hits. So I'm going to be using approximately a cup of rice when it's all said and done. And I'm also going to,
What kind of rice?
I'll tell them when I get there.
Okay. I'm stirring.
Let's slice my garlic real fast. Sometimes the knife is faster than the gadget.
Hi, Jennifer.
And so tell me, I know the answer to this, some of you, if you have ever had paella before.
I have.
I know you have. I was talking to the audience.
Jen says I'm chatty tonight.
Don't do what I'm doing with your knife. All right, the garlic going in. That was 3 big garlic cloves. This little guy came from Valencia. I brought a bunch of those back because they were small and I didn't give them away to my friends. Looks like that's all I need for now.
So that's not local at all, is what you're saying. The spoils of tourism.
They wrapped them in tissue paper for me, like paper between the little bowls.
There's a green pepper on the
And then I wrapped them up. I took a couple pairs of socks with me because of my tennis shoes. So I wrapped them up in my socks and brought them home. I ended up not wearing my tennis shoes or my socks because it was so damn hot. I wore my flip flops. Didn't care.
There we go.
All right, we're gonna kick the heat back up on that.
Oh, so I need to stay over here and stir.
You can. So, kind of the unique thing for us, traditional paella, is lima beans and green beans. And when we eat this here, it is typically peas that you're going to see in paella in the U.S. I didn't see a single pea in paella. In Spain, it was green beans, and it's kind of like flat green beans, so not even like the pole beans that I'm going to use tonight. I need to drain my lima beans. So
what's the difference between lima beans and butter beans?
size.
Okay.
So a butter bean is a lima bean.
Is it?
But when you see lima beans in packages,
Yeah.
I'm sure you can buy them canned, but I don't ever do it, so I don't know for sure. I buy them frozen, and they're little green guys. Butter beans are big.
Yeah, that size.
Yeah, and not green. So the green ones are not quite
ripe.
Yeah, and they're probably half the size of the butter bean. I use canned beans, easier.
And it's for home. That we got plenty of green in here now with the onions and the green peppers.
All right, so going in.
Let me get back over here.
Is some smoky paprika.
Hi, Kathy.
Kathy, glad you could join us.
Kathy likes and J Effect.
Hey
J
guys.
Effect.
A tablespoon or so of tomato paste that we want to kind of stir around so it caramelizes. So you're fine.
Thought I was going to get in trouble there.
So kind of while we're in the waiting on the rice to cook phase, we will make some garlic bread. I'll show you how to make it.
We started the rice? Have we started the rice?
No.
Oh. Well, you said waiting for the rice to cook, and I was like, I didn't
We're
even know.
kind of waiting for the to do their thing.
Okay. The sous chef is busily stirring. So you can talk.
Well, right now the chef is going to drink.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to just kind of hang out with our butter beans for a minute. Because we don't want those to go in quite so quick. Because they're already cooked. We don't want to overdo them. All right, so I have the need for scissors. Yeah, right here.
Into the pool.
Yeah. Throw that in. That is one grated farmer's market tomato. Juice and all, skin and all. Doesn't matter.
She hasn't washed her hands yet, I don't think. Jennifer asked.
There you go.
Oh,
I wash my hands. Drink.
she's washed her hands. Drink. I gotta stir some more.
All right.
I'm not gonna be able to hear many comments.
Put them to that so they can see my rice.
Okay.
So I did order bomba rice off of Amazon. You don't have to do this, but I wanted to try to get as authentic as I could for the kiddo. It's not horribly expensive. I mean, it's certainly more expensive than just going and buying regular white rice. But if you don't want to do this, use arborio rice. You want like a rice pearl and not a long grain for this. These come in sacks, bags. Just trim. They're all sewn up around the edge. Just trim it top. It's got a it's got a string, but I don't know. I might be able to get it to pull here. I didn't want to open it early because I wanted you guys to be able to see. It's kind of like dog food string. Well, excuse me, dog food string used to be.
Well,
That way.
JFX says she hasn't had butter beans in years. She actually loves them. She just hadn't seen them in the stores.
I will tell you that Bush's was the only. Was it Bush's?
Yep, I think so.
It was the only one. Sometimes I can find Old Glory. This is why I don't.
Yep, it's a Bush's. Bush's butter beans. That.
We got enough of an opening here. All right, so the white rice that we're using, look how very short grain.
Those are short.
Yeah, very short. They're actually a little bit on the shiny side, like mother of pearl shiny. Short, round grains. So arborio rice would be a good substitute, which you can buy. I mean, you can buy it at Walmart. So we're going to use 1 cup, which will easily feed the 4 of us and lunch tomorrow.
And then some.
Yeah.
I can't see that, but that's okay.
I know. We're going to put it in a dry pan in the sense that there's no liquid in there as far as stock is concerned. That's over there.
It's not going in this pan.
It's going in that pan.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh. There's our rice.
Chili is going to keep stirring because we want it to kind of
now
toast.
I'm definitely stirring now.
And then we'll start putting liquid in. So I have 2 cups of seafood stock. This is a different rice to water ratio or liquid ratio than like white rice. Brown rice.
Get it back on the.
I'll get it. I'm just gonna make a seasick here. So 1 part rice to 3 parts water. So 1 cup of rice. I've got 3 cups of liquid. A pint jar of seafood stock. Because I'm using seafood, so you want to try to match your stock with protein if you can. You don't have to, but I keep the Knorr stock like bouillon powder, so I can pretty much do whatever I need to. And then I have bloomed in 1 cup of hot water some saffron threads. So saffron, the little threads, and I'll open this up so you can see them.
I can see them in your water.
This is 2 grams of saffron, sorry. In this little bitty tin. You can get these off Amazon also. You can get them from Spice House, Chicago. Haven't seen them locally ever, saffron. Here's what the threads look like. If you don't want to, this 2 grams was $15, $16. If you don't want to go to that expense, then use about a teaspoon of turmeric and you will get the same color.
Starting to stick.
So we're going to
quit gabbing and start adding water. Thank you.
Woo! Be careful, please. Gently stir. Gently stir. Very gently stir. All right, so we've got 2 cups of water going in. We're going to turn this, leave it on medium. We're going to put our,
Adding the saffron into this too, or no?
we're going to add our green beans in. Right, hanging. Green
So here.
beans, I blanched in salt water and then I cut them. Now, let me see that. I need to know where my rice is at.
All over.
Okay, rice needs to be all over because at this point, we don't touch it. No stirring of thy rice.
Oh.
So sous chef is done.
Yay!
Right, cut.
Jen says the International Grocery has saffron near the register. So
Do they? Okay, good. Thanks. Like I have never seen it here. I've never thought to look there for whatever reason. This might be more green beans than
Pam
we
just
need.
joined us. Hello.
Welcome. Now, why am I being artistic? Because we're not going to touch the rice. So this is probably all the green beans I need. We'll put the rest of them with the rest of the green beans. Butter beans, same thing. I'm going to put the other liquid in. And my saffron bunched up, so I am going to move things around just enough to get that spread out.
I was going to ask about that.
Okay. Shrimp will go in kind of at the last minute. I'm not going to use all these butter beans either, but because I really don't need to, but they're going to go in. And it's okay to get some of the butter bean
It's
juice.
like she's going to have to wash her hands after.
I am. Drinkers, I'm going to have to wash my hands.
So get your cocktails ready.
And I'll save these and throw them in a pan with some seasoning tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, the butter beans actually surprised me. The green beans didn't surprise me because I knew that was a likely ingredient. The butter beans, I will say, surprised me. And they were so well hidden that it was kind of like an Easter egg hunt. And I was happy that, oddly enough, happy that the teenagers that were sitting right around me didn't like them because I got all of them and they were flipping delicious.
Gladly took advantage of their dismay, huh?
They did. All right, so this just has to go, and it's going to take about 10 minutes.
Just has to sit, huh?
Mhm.
All right, do you want me to set a timer?
No, I can watch it. I mean, you can if you want to, just be on the safe side. But
Yeah. Ziggy, set a timer for 10 minutes. Hey, Ziggy. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Telling you what. The ignorance of devices some days.
I don't think it hears very well in here for some reason.
He doesn't like my voice.
Like my happily drink yours.
Set a 10-minute timer.
Hey, Pam. Cheers.
You need more? Okay.
I'll have to work tomorrow.
That's true. You can have that one, though. And then I will. Okay. You could at least put it into one glass. Thank you.
You'll have to rinse it out, though.
I understand that.
He's going to the vodka. No. But hey, you know what?
I tried it.
That is all I ask around here.
That's right. I tried it. I gave it a go. Just it is what it is.
Going to show you. Make compound. Taking out my little. Easier to use it. I'm gonna use on the big hammer for the time being. I'm sure he'll show you another cocktail.
I would go
Um,
vodka, but I don't think we have any up here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Any kind of vodka, really. Because I'm going to go vodka Sprite. So, yeah, I'm just going to make a vodka Sprite because here's the deal. For wine drinkers, this is a good wine, I think, because it's not something I would follow. But, that's okay with me. You guys drink what you want to drink. I'll drink what I drink. And the two shall meet happily. Um, let's take a look at the paella. It is simmering along. Look at that bottle. Yes.
you tell him what you're making, then I'll keep
I'm
talking
just
about
making a vodka
paella.
Sprite. Go for it. I told him that. 1,000.
So you can tell where my burner is right here.
It's about 2 ounces.
So you don't want to stir the rice. You kind of want to shake it and move it around just a little bit because that burner is not the pan's a little bit bigger for the burner, a little bit too big for the burner maybe. So the reason why you don't want to stir the rice, because at the end of this process, the very last minute of the cooking process, I'm going to crank the heat up and caramelize that bottom layer of rice so it's nice and crisp, not burnt, not charred, just a nice brown crisp to it.
Cheers.
And I have never been able to get it perfect. I don't like the word perfect when I'm cooking, but you know what I mean. So,
To your standards.
to the standards of a quality paella,
Okay.
it is a goal in my cooking life to make this work.
So you've got the Spanish pan.
So I've got pan.
Maybe the Spanish
I got
pan
the
with.
rice. I've never actually used bomba rice before.
Yeah.
Right. So we're gonna let that. We'll shake it every now and then. So while it's doing its thing, I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on it because I do want to put the shrimp in. Maybe right now looks good for
Yeah, I
shrimp.
was about to say it looks.
So I did kind of let the shrimp sit in some JFX seafood seasoning.
I can barely see. I couldn't see that.
Sorry.
There you go.
See it? Okay.
Yep.
It's reddish.
Yep.
So we're gonna nestle these guys right on in here so they cook.
Seafood specialties.
Tailed because I don't, in Valencia you get the head, the tail, you get it all, so you got to mess with it. I don't want to have to mess with it at dinner time when I have
Southern
Monday night,
Illinois,
right? Yeah. So
peeled,
tailed,
veined, tailed, everything,
deveined,
deheaded, everything, ready to eat.
be pretty.
If you had cocktail sauce, you could just dip them right ahead.
Well, no, these aren't cooked.
Oh, okay.
You got to cook them first.
Got to cook them then.
They're gonna cook, and you're not gonna flip them or do anything like that. If they're not totally cooked all the way through at the end, we're going to have a few left.
We just throw them suckers in there.
Well, because I want a pretty picture.
Okay.
We're gonna get a skillet and throw them in it.
All right. With some butter and some garlic.
Yes. How's that sound?
That sounds delicious.
Fix that, please. My hands are. That way you can have a snack.
Sounds beautiful.
Okay. Snacks are good. We look for. Really.
The electronic igniter is not wanting to work.
Okay. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, there it goes. Well,
I'm just gonna swap a tablespoon of butter in there.
The thingy's not on there right. That's why.
They're not needed.
No, it was not seated.
All right. The rest of my butter is going in my food processor. Make compound butter, part of which we'll use on bread tonight, part of which I will just keep for something else, like grilled cheese sandwiches. And yes, compound butter and grilled cheese sandwiches, the bomb. This is going to be an easy one, easy breezy. lemon squeezy.
Mm-hmm. Let me get those shrimpies out of the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So all a compound butter is butter, real butter. Don't use margarine. Won't work.
Nope. Nope.
Butter and herbs, spices. So guess what we're gonna use?
J-Effect, garlic herb.
Because then I can use it on all sorts of things.
Sounds like a plan to me.
I am, however, going to be mindful and somewhat measure, mostly so I don't pour it everywhere. Then all you do
Is blend.
you can also do fruits. Make a fruity compound butter.
Like strawberries?
Strawberries, blueberries.
Yeah. Pam says it's a good time of year to make compound butter with scapes too.
Yes.
I don't know what scapes are. Oh, okay. Sorry.
You'll be able to get them at farmers market.
Okay. I was just unsure what the scape was. I was hoping that it wasn't a typo and that I was. Well, you never know with me.
Be careful when handling your food processor blade.
Yep. Knives cut, even those.
These will tear you up.
That's right.
Oh, those shrimps look good.
Mm-hmm. There, look there.
You can throw those other ones in the
Skillet?
pair of tongs, yeah. Just tilt that skillet stuff. Smooth. Now I'm putting this in a little
We
container.
need some garlic though.
Put a lid on it. They probably have enough garlic on them, to be honest with you, unless you just want more.
I'm putting them on low heat.
Even layer, let them go. Going to shake.
There we go. Butter. I'm washing my hands, drinkers. You guys got to drink.
I
was washing my fingers. Yeah. I agree, Jennifer, but she thought that was enough. She said never enough garlic.
there.
It's okay.
All right, I'm just going to do 3 pieces of
Toast?
So this is store-bought sourdough.
Yeah. You compound butter and them?
Butter and cheese.
And you put them in the toaster oven?
Put them in the toaster oven.
Oh, man. Everybody, cross your fingers.
Oh,
10 minutes is up.
Good. Okay. I'm going to just take a teeny tiny bite. Sorry, did that come out?
Was it good? I heard it over here.
Okay. Here we go. Super high heat. We'll finish our toast in a minute. For approximately 1 minute.
She's watching her clock.
Set a timer for 50 seconds.
Lisa says she got some scapes for the first time a few years ago, and they just added some extra oomph to the dishes. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I like them.
Those are seeing up. Those need to.
Yeah. You don't want to walk away from your paella in this process.
Be very detrimental to its.
finished product.
There we go.
Yeah, those are probably done.
I just flipped them.
I know they were cooking through pretty evenly though.
There. Now it's finally seated.
All
Oh,
right, our 60 seconds is up.
and a hot side of the skillet
Turning the heat off.
and a not so hot side of the skillet.
Ideally, you want to cover this, but I really don't have anything to cover it with that's not going to burn on that other side. So we're just going to kind of take it off the heat and let it sit. Those shrimp are perfectly done. Those shrimp are really well done.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to get our bread going. This won't take long.
Sugar burger? About tripped over the dough.
Be liberal with your
Butter?
butter so it gets brown and melty and soaks into your bread. Now you can put this under the broiler. You can put this in air fryer or toaster oven. You cannot put this in a standard toaster.
No.
You can really just put it in the oven too. A microwave won't do the thing that you want it to do. So you have a lot of different ways. You can stop here and just let the butter brown and melt. You can add cheese, which I'm going to.
What kind of cheese?
Add Italian cheese.
Oh, yes.
To yours and Phoebe's.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to try something different with mine. I've got Parmesan I'm going to add to the top of it too.
Okay.
Because I have some artichoke spread that I ordered that is kind of artichokes and garlic.
Pardon me.
It's not really what the kid and I are used to. It's very garlicky. So I thought I'll just keep it and use it as like a tapas. I'm going to add some of that to mine. I'm going to kiss you later.
Prior to cooking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kiss you later, and it's going to be very garlicky.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so you can see how really bad it is. But it'll keep forever. It's like pesto. As long as you keep the oil happy. It'll keep in the fridge for a really long time.
Oh, yeah.
So then I'm going to add some cheese on top. So remember, mine is on now.
I will be able to smell yours different wise.
Cheese here. So the paella, ideally you want to let it sit for 5 or 8 minutes. So we're going to be doing pretty well here.
Oh, yeah.
And then I've got some parm to add to the top just to give it that nuttiness. Not that we need to be any more nutty around here.
Hey, always good to be nutty.
Parm does not melt like a Mott's or provolone does. So it's going to be what kind of gets brown and salty and yummy.
Mm-hmm. And nutty.
And
I like it. Let's fingers, folks.
That I don't blow a breaker most of you.
What I'm saying.
All right, so I should. All right, let me clean up a little bit over here.
Clean up on aisle 0. Oh man, I'm gonna go show them the paella.
Yeah,
you might want to pull that back just a hair so they can see that it has thickened up beautifully. Oh. Mm-mm-mm. There we go. Yeah. She got kicked earlier. Punted. A little bit of a punt. She was in the way. She almost tripped me.
While we're waiting on toast.
Put this away.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't need it. Sadly. I know.
Pardon. I'm taking its picture.
Taking pictures?
Yep. Everybody will survive it.
Yeah. Hey, we're right at 45 minutes right now. So, I mean, all we're doing right now is just waiting on the
bread in for 3 minutes, but we'll see if that's enough to toast the top. Uh-oh.
ED, huh? Oh, there it goes. She's taking pictures, folks. You can see her watching, taking pictures. Take a picture of that. It's got her name on it.
What?
The screen has our name on it. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's got the sugar bear in the bottom right-hand corner, sniffing around for everything. Yeah. So, you didn't get any pictures of the shrimpies. The 5 single shrimpies.
Single shrimp. Oh,
yeah. Got to take a picture of those that feel left out. Just one. So, there we go. Perfect. That's what we think. Got to have the shrimpies.
Okay.
So we had Wichmann Vineyards wine, mixed 50-50 with Sprite, a beautiful paella, shrimp paella with 5 shrimps left over that we've basted in butter. Okay. Is it?
The shrimp I made just so you have a snack, but we're nearing the end here.
We're right at the end. We've got bread in the toaster oven with a side dish. What all spices do we use? We used garlic and herb. We use seafood spice. We use paprika. Some saffron. Lots of saffron. Yeah. So we're localing it up. Okay. How's your cocktail?
Cocktail's delicious.
I did. See what she's doing, folks?
Tear it up too much. It worked.
The Spanish pan worked.
I mean, it's not like as charred as it could be, but
Well, I want it like charred.
okay. No, you don't want to, but you want it also charred too.
Well, crusty.
So
it looks delicious. Yeah, please. That's good. You taste the saffron.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll plate it up and take a picture for you guys in a little bit. But, so this is toasty brown. Certainly melty.
Certainly melty. That's good enough.
Yeah. So paella, toasty melty bread,
Yep.
extra shrimps.
Yep.
Because they didn't fit. I wanted a pretty picture. Yep. I'm gonna actually move this over and take another picture of it before I plate it.
I figured.
I'm not gonna make you guys watch all that.
No.
I'll plate the picture. Plate the, you know what I mean? Post the plated
she'll
picture.
Picture the plate and then post it for your viewing pleasure. Is that it? You're gonna come over and tell them? You want to come over here and tell them anything?
Thanks for watching. So if you get a chance to get down to Wichmann Vineyard, go. Hannah and her team are really, really, really good.
I'd like to try their sweet wine. I'm a sweet wine person,
You
not
are.
a dry or semi-dry.
Which is common for people just starting out drinking wine or people who are not like avid wine drinkers. The sweet reds tend to be the most palatable. This is a semi-dry, which is actually not as sweet as a semi-sweet. Both are still on the sweeter side. But semi-sweet is sweeter than a semi-dry.
I just want like sweet.
You like grape juice sweet.
That's right.
Those exist. Sugar them up.
That's right.
But it's
Erase the bitterness.
Yeah, it's a nice venue. They're totally focused on the wine. Take your own charcuterie board.
Okay.
Anna dies when we show up. She eats lunch when we go because we always have way more food than we know what to do with. So big shout out to them. They have really comfy t-shirts too. And
soft.
Yeah, they're soft like that vintage fabric.
Yeah.
So that's local. Shrimp's local. spices. I mean, at this stage of the game, you can buy all 5 JFX and maybe with a couple of other basics like basil and thyme and some paprika and some extra pepper.
And you got what you need.
You got what you need. You don't need to have, well, okay, I'm slightly
You're
addicted to the
different.
spices. Yeah,
You're
I'm weird.
different. You're
But you don't need all of this to cook really good food. I just like to experiment.
You need it, but not everybody does.
Vegetables from farmers market. You can use local rice. I mean, I've done this with Cahokia rice. It turns out fine. You're just not going to get the char on the bottom, but whatever. You don't have to have that.
It was that Spanish pan
I'm just,
that did it.
it's a thing with me, right?
It was a Spanish pan.
Right.
I know it is.
You don't even need the paella pan. Just use a skillet. You'll be good. Cast iron skillet.
You need the pan.
Outside, just buy a pan. Just buy the pan. They're cheap.
The shipping might not be, and the Trump tariff might not be.
I mean,
But, eh.
Oh no, I can't imagine you can't find a paella pan on Amazon. There we go.
You probably find that exact pan on Amazon.
You probably can, to be honest. It is a Spanish brand, but I'm sure it's the popular
it's got
Spanish
a Spanish brand name on it. That's what it's got on it.
So we're good, and some toasty toast.
Yeah,
We're
that's
good.
it.
A shrimp. Here, eat a shrimp.
Yes, please. Oh yes. Mm-hmm. Mm. I don't have.
Okay, those are good.
Yeah, you got the garlic
Mm-hmm.
from the garlic and herb.
Okay.
Mm.
Sunday. I will get this posted this week.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be on Leave It to Chef's show on Sunday at 1:00. We're doing carne asada. If it doesn't rain, we'll do it outside on the grill. If it rains, we'll do it inside.
Yeah.
Then on Monday, he's going to be joining us here.
Oh,
knock on wood.
That's right. And hopefully we'll be able to do that outside too.
And we're going to do kind of the all-American burger and maybe one other style of burger.
We won't
shake things up a little bit.
We will not be using imitation meat.
We will not. We'll be using
real meat.
Local. Well, local in the sense that we have our own, but
we'll be using real meat.
So Sunday and Monday are kind of a tag team situation, and we will launch into our all-American
July.
That's
right.
So we're going to come back to the States and showcase some of our favorite American Midwest, primarily Midwest dishes, and they are all sandwiches.
That's right. We're sandwich fest you.
Carne asada tortilla. We're going to call it a sandwich. Be done. Because it's
not really American.
It's not really a sandwich.
But that's on Sunday though.
But that's on Sunday. So
that's not our show. That's his show.
All American, all sandwich, because it's going to be hotter than Hades, and nobody's going to want to cook. So we're going to do easy breezy stuff.
Easy breezy stuff. We might even do like half-hour shows. We're not doing half-hour shows. As gabby as we are, it ain't.
No way. You can cook it in half an hour.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. I will post all of that this week, so you have links and the whatnots. Both will be live over Facebook. So, but that's it.
That's all.
Yeah. We're done.
Grab your cocktails, folks.
Or just grab your tails.
Yeah.
We're gonna go eat.
Yamisi, I held that one in just for you. Just for you, Yamisi.
Self-destruct. T-minus 5 seconds on that one. This is gonna cause an implosion. All right. Thank you for watching the antics and the food. We will be back. Sunday, if you can join us at 1, I'll post all of that, certainly Monday night, and then launching into All American. So.